Thank you for stopping by, guys. It's Al here, and today we are back in the garage, ready to look at what we have with us today. This little beauty that you see outside now, let us open the door. This is the Howler. This is something I built just recently. Honestly, it's not meant to serve any specific purpose, and it's not supposed to replicate any specific vehicle. It was simply something to build for fun's sake. If you look at it, you may notice what it was going to be. It was going to be a fire truck. However, after I got the lights and a lot of the detail work done, unfortunately, I could not get the siren to the way I wanted it to. And for me personally, a fire truck without a proper siren is not a fire truck at all. So I took off some of the things that were already on it, rebuilt it, and turned it into more of a recreational vehicle, I guess you could say. Now, this doesn't have a specific purpose, but I could see it being used for multiplayer because it does have 6 seats in it. You could easily use it as a player carrier. And honestly, if you have 6 friends who you're able to get onto a single server, a single game at the same time, props to you. If you need more seats than that, honestly, if you really wanted to, you could just throw seats on this back flatbed. I'm gonna go ahead and shut these doors. Now the back flatbed is functional technically. If you want to extend it, you can actually load vehicles on it, but you are going to suffer majorly in frame rate. I have done it, and it is possible to drive a vehicle up here, and you can put like chogs or blocks on here to keep the wheels from moving, and you can successfully drive a vehicle up onto that, lock it down, and then drive the Howler around with a vehicle on the back of it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing it here because it does run at about 10 frames. But we will be getting in here and getting ready to drive it here in a second, so I can show off some of the other things it has. Get in here. Now this has quite a few buttons on it. So quickly looking at the buttons. This is a big vehicle and it is hard to get into frame. 1 is driver door, 2 is passenger door, 3 is driver side rear door, 4 is passenger side rear door, 5 is a nice loud horn, 6 is your radio, and 7 is your lights. If you want to control this flatbed, you have to do it with the switches in the back, because honestly you really shouldn't be playing with the flatbed while you're moving. So I saw no reason to hook it up to the driver's seat. With the amount of pistons and suspension this thing actually has in it, with the full 6 wheels and the moving flatbed, as well as some of the bearings that are in here, it does lag a little bit more than I'd like it to. Honestly, it lags a little bit more than I expected it to entirely. And I did bump up the speed so that if you did feel like hauling a vehicle, you could. If you put the engine down any lower, it starts to struggle on hills when you have any weight on the back bed. The engine is up, however, you do have to be careful in the turns. It isn't that hard to roll. Take a turn too sharp, you will start to roll like I am now. Take a wheel off or two. And this does use the suspension I have been using. So it is nice and wobbly, and that's really not a good thing, but it does have some flex to it and some movement to it. I probably could have fine-tuned it a bit better so that it feels a lot nicer to drive. However, it was originally going to be a fire truck, and I did have the suspension set up for that. And it's kind of hard to set up a suspension system for something that the weight will change, because when you put vehicles on, the back suspension won't be ready for that. And you have to make sure it can drive with and without weight on the rear end, which is a bit more difficult to do. So this was just a fun vehicle to build. It really wasn't anything special. And honestly, I would like to do a fire truck soon. I might even reuse this and use this front cab again. However, the selection of sounds and stuff that the game has, it is hard to make an American fire truck siren. Those are a bit weird for me to make, but I do plan on doing it in the future. Now I know this is kind of a weird time to talk about it, But I have been working on a few other things in Scrap Mechanic, a few other projects I do have going on. I have been going back to the cannons that I have been building. However, honestly, pistons in this game aren't very well suited for cannons. I have found a few ways that I can use them, but they are nowhere near as powerful as my old double spring cannons. If you've ever seen those, Con has showed those off as well. So some of the cannons I have built, they are functional, however they don't work all too well. I have looked at the Alcon project recently. For those who remember the Alcon, it was kind of a computer or gaming console concept that I built a long time ago. And I got it to a functional state, however there were still issues with it. And because of the issues I was having, I did set the project aside, and it kind of did officially die. However, I have taken some time to look at it, and with pistons I have been able to fix a few things, and hopefully I will be doing a video on that soon. Whoa. And we've managed to roll this somehow. It is a bit top heavy, which doesn't surprise me, but I didn't expect it to roll just so casually. There we go. But I have been working on the Alcon and a few other things. Hope to get those out soon. I also want to start getting into doing some more games, some different games. I really do enjoy Scrap Mechanic, and I know you guys enjoy it as well. However, I do want to get some more games out on this channel, because this is supposed to be a kind of... Okay, I've glitched something in the rear end. Okay, I've broken that. This is supposed to be a channel where I look at a bunch of different games and not just one. Scrap Mechanic is my largest series, and I do enjoy playing it. However, I do want to play some other games sometimes. So with that little random thing out of the way, I probably will do an update on it soon, but mostly talking about the Scrap Mechanic things I've been working on. I do want to do some more cosmetic builds and just some more fun builds, because they're pretty simple and pretty easy to do actually. And soon I do want to do another build, kind of like the trophy truck and the racing buggy I did, where they're just more fun to drive than anything, and that's their whole purpose, to be fun to drive, go off-roading with. And also gear cars I've been working on. I do want to know if you guys want to see more of those, because I kind of have been holding off on them because I feel that I've been making a few too many of them at sometimes. Probably one of the next things I'll be looking at is I'll probably be trying to accomplish four-wheel drive in gear cars. Oh god, please don't tell me I'm locked in here. There we go. I will probably be trying to conquer four-wheel drive, and honestly I might be doing some stuff with Alstrak. I might see what he's up to, see if he wants to do something, either a collaboration build with gear cars or either like a race or something like that is possible. I know I've kind of been rambling on what's going on with Scrap Mechanic in the channel. I do need to do a proper update sometime soon, but I thought this would be a decent time considering this build isn't that long and there's not really much to talk about, because it's not really functional, it's not really cosmetic, and it's just something a bit different, I guess. So excuse my rambling, please. Whoa, that back bed went weird. So actually I'm going to go ahead and actually end this episode. Why I kept saying actually, I don't know. But if you did enjoy the episode, please leave a like. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, please leave in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the channel, enjoyed what I'm doing, please subscribe, it helps out a lot. Until next time, this has been Al, playing with the Howler. Peace.